This conference will now be recorded.
Let me go and open the class notes. In yesterday's class, we started discussing about the patch function. Let me go and open the class notes. So we start discussing about what is meant by patch. So already we know that what is the use of this patch function, guys. So the patch function is used to create a record or it is used to modify an existing record in the data sources. And also this patch function is used instead of submit form. And also we discussed about how to go and create a new record in the data sources with the help of patch. And also we discussed about how to go and update the existing records using the patch function. In the previous class, we discussed about how to go and create a new record in the data source with the help of patch. Also, we discussed about how to update an existing record with the help of patch function. And now, in today's class, we'll try to understand today's class 2. So in today's class, what we'll try to understand here is we'll try to understand how to go and perform the bulk update and bulk delete operations with the help of patch. So let me go and keep here today's class 2. Today's class 2. In today's class, we'll try to understand how to perform the bulk update and bulk delete using by using the patch function. Now, how to perform the bulk update and delete operations with the help of patch, we'll go and discuss now in today's class. So in order to go and perform this bulk update and delete operations with the help of patch function, let me go and open the Power Apps. Let me show you how to go and perform the bulk update and delete with the help of patch function. Let me go and open the Power Apps. Let it open. Fine. Already in the yesterday's class, we started creating an app for patch. So let me go and open this app. This is the app we are working with patch. Just go and open it. Let it open. Fine. Now see here, guys. Still it is opening. Let it open. Fine. Once it is opened, now in yesterday's class we discussed about how to go and create a new record into the data source with the help of patch. We discussed about how to enter the data into the data sources with the help of patch. Once if you enter the data here, let's say I'm going to enter one of the student details, not employee, student details. Employee is equals to 106. Name is equals, let me keep it as ABD. And let me keep the mobile number. Let me enter some random mobile number. We discussed about how to go and enter the data. Let me keep the email ID abd@gmail.com. Now once after entering this, let me go and enter the inquiry date. Let me select any one of the date. Next, and let me enter the course. Let me take the course as Power BI. And let me select the trainer name. Who is the trainer for this? Sunil is the trainer. What is the status? Let me keep the status as not started, or let me keep the status as in progress. Let me go and keep the status as what? In progress. Now once after entering the data, go and click on patch. When I click on patch, now see what is happening. This data is going to be submitted to the data sources. Whenever the data submitted to the data sources, you are able to see that record here. So this the ABD is the student details I just now I submitted. Now when I select this, which item you are selecting in the gallery, that item details you are able to go and display it here. So if you want to enter them, if you want to enter the new student details, go and click on this plus icon. When I click on this plus icon, now all these controls will be reset. Now you are able to go and enter the data. So which item you are selecting in the gallery, you are able to go and view that item details here. Now say I'm viewing which employee details, Stark. So what is the course he is taking Power BI? What's the status? He stopped in between. Let's say I want to go and change the status to what? In progress. Now I want here you can go and update only one student details, guys. Here you can go and update only one student details. So in the SDS class, we discussed about how to go and update the data also. But here my requirement is I don't want to update only one student details. I want to go and perform the bulk update. So let's say I want to update multiple student details at a time. So, or I want to go and delete the multiple student details from the data sources. Now, how to go and perform the bulk update and delete operations, we'll go and discuss now in today's class. So, in order to go and perform this, in order to go and perform the bulk update and delete, let me go and create one new screen. Let me go and add one new screen. Let go to the screen 2. In the screen 2, let me go and copy this header, paste that header here. Let me rename the header to bulk update and delete. How to perform the bulk update and delete with the help of patch. Bulk update and delete using patch function. Now, how to go and perform the bulk update and delete operations with the help of patch, we'll understand now in today's class. Now, to understand this, let me go and add the gallery, whatever the gallery I'm having here. Let me select the same gallery, copy the same gallery, and go to the screen to copy and paste it here, guys. I want to go and use the same gallery here. So whatever the gallery I'm using in the screen 1, the same gallery I'm going to use it here. Next, once after keeping the gallery, now whatever the data I'm having in the data source, what's my data source? SharePoint is my data source. Let me go and open the SharePoint. Let me go and connect to the site. What is my site? Patch. Let me go and connect to the site called Patch. Now here I'm having one list called what? Students. Now whatever the data is there in the students list, this data I'm able to go and show it in where? Power Apps. In which control? Gallery control. Now try to understand, guys. Now in the yesterday's class we discussed about how to go and update only one particular employee details. Let's say I want to update more than one student details, guys. Here I want to update multiple students. Let's say I want to update employees those who are in the let's say here the status is in progress. Here the status is not started. I want to update this to employees status or student status. Now how to go and do it? So before that, let me go and edit. Let me go and keep here the course in place of status. Let me go and keep here the course, and also let me copy the same control. Copy the same control, paste it here. Now in place of course, let me go and show here status. Let me go and show here what? Status. Now course is what? Let's take the courses Power BI. Here the Power BI is stopped in between, and also there is one more employee here. The one more student is Power BI. Here the course is in progress. Now I want to go and update the status, or I want to update the course. So let's say there are two students who are taking the Power BI. I want to update the course, so they are complete the Power BI course, and I want to go and update the course to Power Apps. So how to go and perform the bulk update and bulk delete, we'll discuss now. To perform the bulk update and delete operations, we need to go and use one checkbox here, guys. So let me go and edit the gallery. So in this gallery, I want to go and in this gallery, uh, let me go and select one more control, text label. Fine. Now just select the controls and move these controls to somewhat to the right side, guys. Just to move it to right side. Next, once after moving to the right side, now edit the gallery. Let me go and add one checkbox here, guys. To perform the bulk update and delete, I'm going to add one checkbox here. Let me go to the insert tab. Let me go and add one checkbox. Let me go and add one control, that is checkbox control. Let me go and add it. Now see, this is the control I'm adding, guys. Now by default there is an option. It is showing the default value as option. Let me go and remove this. Let me go and remove this. Now let me reduce the size. Keep it here. Fine. Now try to understand, guys. I'm adding one checkbox. Now whenever I go and click on this checkbox, try to understand. Whenever I go and click on this checkbox, which item I am selecting in the gallery, which item I'm selecting in the gallery, that item details I want to go and store it in one collection. What's my requirement? Which item you are going to select in the gallery, that item details I want to go and store it in one collection. Now how to go and do it? So to perform the bulk update and delete, first I'm adding one checkbox. Whenever I go and click on any one of the checkbox, so that which checkbox you are selecting, that item details need to go and store it in one collection, guys. Now for this, let me go and create one collection. When I want to get the collection, whenever I go and select this checkbox, now select the checkbox, This checkbox will have one property called on check. This checkbox will have one property called what property? On check property. Now go to the property called on check. On check by default is false. Just remove it, guys. Just remove it. Now on check, whenever I go and check this checkbox, I want to create one collection. I want to create one collection. So what's that collection name is? Collect gallery items. Let me go and keep the collection name as what? Collect gallery items. So what items I want to go and store in the collection case? Which item you are selecting in the gallery? So go and pass this item. So what this, whenever I go and check this box, check box, what happens? It is going to get one collection. In that collection, it is going to keep the items. Which items? Which item you are selecting in the gallery? That item details will go and store in the collection. And also, now see, when I go and save it, when I go and see this collection, by default, I'm having any data in the collection? No. If you go to this, here also, if I go to the collections, here I'm having one collection, but I'm having any data in the collection? No. It is telling that 0 rows is there. When the collection will hold the data, whenever I go and select any item in the gallery, which item you are selecting, that item details will be stored in this collection. Now let me go and check. When I select the checkbox, that item details will be stored in the collection or not. Now when I go and play the app, now see here guys, I'm going to select the ABD. I'm selecting which one of them item in the gallery. Now see, when I select the item, what happens? On select of this checkbox, it need to go and get one collection. In that collection, now see, previously there is no data, but now I'm having one record here. Which employee record is, which student record is there? I'm having the ABD. So if you go and see here, somewhere we are able to see the name. So what's the name? ABD. So and also if you go and see here in the, when I go here, when I go to the collection, now see, here also we are able to see how many rows is there? One row. When I go and click on view data, now see there is one row is there in this collection. So whenever I go and click on any item in the gallery, that item details will be stored in that one collection case. I'm selecting only one. So whatever the item I'm selecting here, that item details will be stored in one collection now. So if I select the second one more, now see in that collection how many student details will be stored? Now see the collection is holding how many values? Two rows, two employee details it is holding. So which item you are selecting in the gallery, that item details will be stored in one collection. And also next my requirement here is, whenever I go and uncheck, when I check this box, it is going to store that data in one collection. Now when I uncheck this box, whatever the data is there in the collection, I want to remove that data guys. Uncheck means I don't want to go and update it. So let me go and do that one. Select the checkbox and then go to the property called what? Go to the property on uncheck. There is one more property on uncheck. Whenever I uncheck this checkbox, now what need to happen guys? I want to go and remove the data. I want to go and remove the data from where? In the collection. In the collection, what data I want to remove? Which item you are selecting in the gallery, that item details I want to remove. When I want to remove the data from the collection, whenever I uncheck, if that in that collection, whatever the item is there, I want to go and remove it. Now see, collection is holding by default now how many rows? Two student details is there. Now see, when I go and save it, now I'm going to uncheck the stock. When I uncheck the stock, now if you go and see the collection, now collection contains how many rows? Only one row. And also if I select uncheck the ABD also, now the collections contains any data? No, the collection doesn't contains any data. So what I'm doing here is, first step here is go and add one checkbox. Now whenever I go and check any one of the item in the gallery, whatever the checkbox you are selecting, that item details will be stored in one collection. Now the collection is holding how many rows? 3 rows. Which item you are selecting in the gallery, that item details will be stored in this collection. Now if you want to, whenever if I go and uncheck, so if I uncheck, whatever the data is there in that collection, that data need to be removed. So on uncheck property, I'm keeping these two syntaxes guys. I'm keeping these two. Now okay, I'm keeping the checkbox. Whenever I select the item, that item details will be stored in that collection. Now which item I'm selecting in the gallery, that item details I want to update here. Let's say my requirement here is, let me uncheck all this. So if you see, there are few employees working in Power Apps. So not employees, students. Now see how many students is there in the Power Apps? Two students. One is Finch, second is Warner. These two students, what is the status? In progress. They are taking the course as Power Apps. The state is in progress. I want to change the status of these 2 students to completed. Now how to go and update it? Previously we discussed about in yesterday's class how to update only one student details. Now here I want to update more than one, bulk update. So how to go and update these 2 students status from in progress to completed? So now to go and perform it, I need to go and add few controls here. Let me go and add those controls, guys. Let me go and add those controls here. So what the controls I want to go and add it here is, now go to the screen one. So I want to go and take these 2 controls, guys, course and status. Let me select the course, status, copy this, copy, and then go to the screen two. Just copy and paste. Instead of going and keeping manually, I'm just copying and pasting it here. So I will save some time. So keep the course here, keep the course here. Also go and keep the status here. Just keep. Fine. Let me go and keep the status here. Let me do one thing. Let me go to the screen one, play, and click on reset. Fine. Let me go to the screen two. Now see, these are the 2 controls I'm adding is. One is course and second one is what? Status. I'm adding the 2 controls here. Now 2 drop downs to change, to update the course and status. Now let me go and select this. So by default on when I go and select this drop down in the items property, I'm going to display what? Courses. And also there is one more property called, we are using one more property called default. In the defaults property in the SDS class, we declared one variable. Just remove it, guys. Here I don't want to keep those variables here. And also let me go to this, go to the default property, just remove it. Just remove the variable whatever we are using in the previous class. Now my requirement is I want to go and perform the bulk update and delete, guys. Now try to understand what's my requirement here is. I just said that there are 2 students who is taking the Power Apps as course. So I want to go and modify the status. I want to update the status of these 2 students, those who are taking the Power Apps to completed. So let me go here and select the status to what? Let me go here, select the status to what? Completed. Now once after selecting the status, so which items I'm selecting in the gallery, when I go and click on update, I want to keep one button here. When I go and click on update, that student details need to update it. So to go and update the data, let me go and add one button here, guys. I want to go and add one button to update the data. Let me go and add one button. Let me keep that button here. Let me increase the size to 24. Let me change the text to what? Update. Let me increase some size. Keep it as 30. Fine. I'm keeping one button here that is for update, guys. Now on select of this button, now try to understand. When I play, when whatever the 2 item I'm selecting in the gallery, Finch and Warner, these 2 students status, I want to change it from in progress to completed. So I can go and select the status to completed. When I click on this update, now it need to go and update the data. So by default, just I'm adding one button. Now when I click on this update, it doesn't perform any actions. So on select of this button, what actions you want to take? Let me go and write the syntax, guys. Now I want to write the syntax to update the data. So let me go to this, select the button, go to the property called on select property. Now on select of this button, what I want to do, guys? Let me go here. Now on select of this button, I'm going to use one function here, guys, to update the data. What's that function I'm going to use it here is update if. There is one function called update if function. So I'm going to use that function update if. So I want to update what, guys? I want to update the data in the collection. Whatever the data, see which items you are selecting in the gallery, that items will be stored in where? In the collection. So I want to update the data in where? Collection. First I want to update that in the collection. Let me go and pass the collection name. Now keep comma. Now we need to pass the condition here, guys. Let me pass the condition as true. What is this true means? The collection is holding some data or not. If the collection is holding some data, then only go and update it. If the collection is not holding any data, then no need to go and update it. So update if the collection contains any data. Now keep comma, keep comma. Next, open the flower brackets and close the flower brackets. Now within this open flower brackets and close the flower brackets, we need to go and write the syntax. Now what is the syntax here is, first I want to update what case status. Let's say go and keep the column name as status. So I want status is what column? Choice column. So if you want, whenever if you are updating the choice columns, go and use what? Value. So values, what values I want to update? I want to go and update them. Status I want to update to what? Whatever the values you are going to select here, whatever the value you are going to select in the status, that value I want to go and update here. So copy the column, copy the name of this control, copy the name of this control. Now go to the update. Now go and keep that value here, guys. DRP underscore status dot selected dot value. Whatever the value you are going to select here in the status, that value I want to go and update in the collection. Next, along with this status, I want to go and update what? I want to go and update them course also, guys. Let's say I want to update both status and courses. So let me go here. Let me go and select another column. I want to update what? Course column. Just keep comma. Course. What I want to update? So course is also what column? Choice column. Within the flower brackets, pass the values. Now go and pass what? Drop down DRP. What is that column? What is that name here? DRP underscore course 1. So if you go and see what is the name of this control is DRP underscore course 1. Now dot selected dot value. So whatever the value I'm going to keep here the course, that value I want to go and keep it here. So first I want to go and update the data in the collection. What data? I want to update only status and course. So once after updating the data in the collection, now whatever the data the collection is holding, now I want to go and keep that collection data. I want to patch that data in the collection to the data source. So now I will go and use the patch function. Patch, I want to patch the data to what? Students. What data I want to pass to the students? Whatever the data the collection is holding, whatever the data the collection is holding, that data I want to go and patch it here. Keep comma. What's that collection name? Collect gallery items. Just pass the collection name here. Just close it. Now see here, guys. First go and whenever I go and click on this button, first go and update that data in the collection. Once after updating the data collection, now the collection will have the update data. Whatever the data is there in that collection, that data I need to go and patch it to what? Students list. So once after patching the data, next I want to go and give one notification to the user that the record has been updated. So how to go and give the notifications? There is one function called what? Notify. What is the notification type I want to go and keep? Success. Let me go and keep the text as, what's the text I want to go and keep? The data is updated successfully. The data is updated successfully. Next, what's the notification type, guys? The notification type is success. Now once after giving the notification to the user, now I want to go and reset these two controls. Whatever the two controls is there, I want to go and reset these two controls. So once after update, reset those two controls. Now go to the update button and go and keep here what? I want to go and reset. What I want to reset, guys? I want to reset the DRP underscore course 1, and also I want to reset what? I want to go and reset the DRP underscore course 1. I think it is not course, status. DRP underscore status 1. So once after giving the notification, go and reset those two controls. This is what I want to do, guys. So what I'm doing here, try to understand. Nothing is there. Whatever the items, so let's say I want to update these two students. I want to select the items, which items you want to update in the gallery. So I want to change the status to status from in progress to what? Completed. Select the status to completed and go and click on what? Update. When I click on update, what happens? Whatever the value you are selecting here, that values will be updated in the collection. So once after updating the data collection, whatever that collection will have the updated data. So whatever the data is there collection, that data will go and patch it to what? Students. Once after patching the data, go and give one notification to the user that the data is being updated successfully and go and reset those two controls. Just save it and then play. Now try to understand, guys. What's my requirement now? I want to go and update Finch and Warner status. They are taking the Power Apps course. I want to change the status to what? Completed. Now select the items. So select the items, which items you want to update. I want to update these two student details. Status 2 completed. Select the data and go and select the status as completed. Go and click on what? Update. When I click on update, now see Warner and Finch. Power Apps is the course. Previously the status is what? Previously the status is in progress. Now it is changed to what? Completed. And also you are able to see it is given one notification that data is updated successfully. And also that control is reset. So now I want to, here I'm updating the two student details, right? Let's say now my requirement here is people, those who are in the Power BI. So select these two students. There are two students who are taking the Power BI course. Now I want to change the status and also the course. Let's say I want to change the status of these two students. I want to change the course to from Power BI to Power Automate. I want to change the course to Power BI to Power Automate, and I want to change the status to in progress. Now select the two items. Now go and change the course to what? Power Automate, and let me select the status to what? In progress. Now these two student details I'm updating what? Both course and also the status I'm updating. Now when I go and click on update, now see it is updated, but somehow it is giving some error. Anyway, the data is updated, guys. Now see, so stock and ABD, these are the two employees who are having the previously Power BI. Now it is updated to what? Power Automate. And what is the course? The course is in progress. Like this, if you want to update, so whatever the data I'm updating, it will update the data in the data sources also. So Stark and ABD, if you go to the data source, when I refresh it, Stark and ABD, what is the Stark? 105 and 106. 105 and 106. If you see here also, the course is updated to what? Power Automate. Status is what? In progress. Like this, if you want to go and perform the bulk update, then this is the way how to go and perform the bulk update, guys. And let's say, so there are two students in the SQL. So I want to go and change their status, guys. I want to change the status to completed. I want to change the status to what? Completed. Which students? Students, those who are taking the SQL. Who are those? 102 and 103. 102 and 103. Now go and click on update. When I click on update, now see it is updated. Okay, it is some giving some error message. No worry. Now see it is updated. So these are the two students. Previously the course is what? In progress. Now we change it to what? Completed. So like this, if you want to go and update the data, yes, you can go and update it. So this is what, how to go and perform the bulk update, guys. Next, my requirement is I want to go and perform the bulk delete. Now how to go and perform the bulk delete? I want to perform the bulk delete. So to perform the bulk delete, let's say I want to go and remove the Scott and Smith employee details. These two student details I want to remove. Not employees, students. I want to remove what? Scott 103 and 102. Let me select these two. Now which items I'm selecting the gallery, I want to go and delete them. So to go and delete them, I want to go and create one more button here, guys. I want to keep another button. Somehow it is throwing an error. Just 1 second. Everything is fine. Just refresh it once. Just refresh it once. Go to the screen too. Fine. No, there is no error. Now play. Now if you want to update it, you can go and update. Now I want to go and remove the data, guys. Bulk delete. Now how to go and remove the bulk delete? I want to remove the 102 and 103 student details from this list or from this gallery. How to go and delete it? So let me go and add another one more button to remove the data. Let me keep this button to what? Delete. Let me change it to delete. Fine. Once after keeping the button, now how to go and remove the data, guys? Whenever I go and click on this delete icon, I want to go and remove the data. Now to remove the data, select this delete button, go to the onSelect property. Now go and use one function called what? Remove. So I want to remove the data from where? In the students list. What data I want to remove? Whatever the data that is there in the collection, whatever the collection you created. What the collection I created? Collect gallery items. Whatever the collection you created, in that collection, whatever the data is there, that data I want to go and remove it from where? From the list called students. Now once after removing the data, I want to go and give some notification to the user. Notify. Go and give a notification to the user that what the notification is. The data is deleted successfully. What's the notification type? Success. Just close it. So save it and then play. Now try to understand, guys. I want to go and remove the multiple student details. Let's say I want to remove the Scott and also the Smith. Now select these two. I want to select the items, which items you want to go delete. Whatever the item you are selecting in the gallery, that items will be stored in where? Collection. So whatever the data in that collection, that data I want to remove it from the students list. Now select the items and go and click on what? Delete. When I click on delete, now see, I'm not able to see 102 and 103 student details, guys. If you go to the data source, if you go and click on refresh, in the data source also the data is deleted. Now see, I'm not able to see 102 and 103. Like this, if you want to remove the data, select the items, which items you want to remove. Go and click on what? Delete. And I click on delete, which items you are selecting in the gallery, that items will be deleted in the data gallery and also in the data source. So to perform this, what I'm doing here, simple, nothing is there. On select of this button, remove the data in where? Students list. What data? Whatever the data is there in the gallery, that data go and remove it from the students list. Next. So this is how to go and perform the bulk delete and bulk update. Now try to understand, guys. Here in this list, I'm having only few student details is there. But suppose think that if there is a gallery, where we'll have more number of items. Let's say there are 100 items is there. Now I want to update all the items. Let's say I want to update all the items, the status to completed. I want to select all the 100 items. Now it is possible for us to go and select each and every item, scrolling down and selecting the each and every item. No, it is not possible. Let me do one thing. Let me go and enter few more student details. Let me go and enter few more. 102, or let me keep it as 102. Name is what? Let me keep it as Finch and Scott. Name is Smith. We have the Smith. No, let me go and keep the name as Smith. Let me keep some random mobile number, any mobile number it is. Select the inquiry date. Course is, let me select the Power Apps trainer. Key status is not started. Click on patch. It will go and enter the data. Let me go and keep one more. Employed student is equals to 103. Let me keep the name as Scott. Let me go and enter the mobile number. And let me go and keep inquiry date. Course is Power BI. Trainer is Sunil and status is in progress. Click on patch. Click on patch. The data will be submitted. Now see, I'm entering few more records here to understand. So totally how many rows is there? 6 rows is there. Now go to the Power Apps. Now go to the screen 2. When I come to the screen 2, now try to understand, guys. Now I want to go and select all the items in the gallery. Let's say there are 100 items in the gallery. It is possible for me to go and select all the items, going and scrolling down and selecting all the items. No, it is somewhat difficult for us. So what I need to do here is, if I want to go and update, if I want to select all the items in the gallery, then I want to go and keep another checkbox here. Whenever I click on this checkbox, it need to go and select all the items in the gallery. So how to go and set all the items and how to go and update or delete the data. So in order to go and perform this, let me go and select all these controls and move down, just keep somewhat in the bottom, and let me go and add one control here, guys. What's that control I want to go and add it here is checkbox. I want to go and add another checkbox. Let me go and add another checkbox to select all the items in the gallery in one go. So let me go and add this checkbox here. Just remove this default value, remove the default value, reduce the size. Let me keep the instead of let me keep the default value as what? Check all. Let me keep it as check all. Let me increase the size to 16, or let me keep it as 20. Let me keep it in the semi bold. Let me increase some size. Now try to understand, guys. I'm going to keep one checkbox here where we can go and select. When I select this checkbox, select check all. When I select this, it need to go and select all the items in the gallery, and then you can go and update or delete the data. Now how to go and do it? So if the gallery is having more number of items, let's say 100 items is there, I'm not able to go and set one after another. So I want to select all the items. I want to go and update and delete now. Now how to go and do it? So now I have to go and perform this. Go and select this checkbox. This checkbox will have one property called, again, what property? On check. So on check of this button, or on check of this checkbox. Now what I want to do here is just go here, on check property. Let me declare one variable, guys. Go and declare one variable, set variable, set. So to declare the variable, you know that you'll go and use what keyword? Set keyword. Set. I'm going to declare one variable. What that variable is? Var all select. Var all select. Once after passing the variable name, next keep comma, go and pass the value. Let's say I'm passing one boolean value here, true. I'm going to assign one value to this variable. What's that value? Boolean value, true. Next, once after passing this, next keep colon. Now second, what is my next step is, whatever the items is there in this gallery, that item details I want to go and keep it in one collection, guys. Next step here is, I want to go and create one collection with the help of clear collect. So what's that collection name I'm going to keep here is, let me keep the collection name as same name, guys, collect gallery items. Now what I want to store in this collection means, whatever the items is there in the gallery, what's that gallery? Gallery 1, gallery underscore 1, or let me rename this gallery to gallery 2. Let me rename it to what? Gallery 2. Let me go and select this checkbox. Let me rename. I'm just renaming that gallery to gallery 2. Now see, whatever the item, gallery 2 dot all items, whatever the items is there in the gallery, that item details I want to go and check one collection, case. So what I want to do, whenever I go and check this box, whenever I go and check this box, I want to go and create one variable. In that variable, I'm going to store one value, boolean value, and then whatever the items is there in the gallery, that item details I want to go and store it in one collection. Now once after this, now go to the gallery, select the checkbox in the gallery. This checkbox will have one property called default property. Go to the default property. In the default property, just go and mention here the variable name. Whatever the variable you declared, just mention that variable name, case. Var all selected. Var all selected. And once after this, now go to the checkbox, select the checkbox, go to the on uncheck. So I need to go and change the code here, guys. On uncheck code. So by default, whatever the item I'm selecting, unchecking here, that item details I want to remove from the collection. So I don't want to go with this code now to perform the bulk update to select all the details. So just remove it. Now in place of this, I'm going to keep another keyword. What's that keyword? Remove if. Remove the data if. When I want to remove the data, if the collection, whatever the collection is there, if that collection contains some data, what data? Let's take student ID. In the SharePoint or in any table, you have one unique ID column, guys. That is, let's take student ID. So if the gallery will contains the student ID in the gallery, if the gallery will contain some data, in that data we have the student id. If that student id is equals to this item dot sid, so which item you are going to select in the gallery? If that item is there in the gallery, then go and remove it. Otherwise, keep that value. So next, once after this, I want to go and reset the controls case. Or let me do one thing. No need to reset. Let me keep it like this. Let me go and keep it like this. Now try to understand. Let me save it. Now play. Now try to understand, guys. By default, there is one collection here, right? So in that collection, I'm having how many rows here? 6 rows is there in that collection. Now I want to remove that data. How to remove the data? Just go and select this. When I uncheck, it is selecting, but is not uncheck. It is not unchecking. Just 1 second. Let me check what's the problem here. The galleries contains the 6 rows. When I check this box, everything is fine. Let me select this, go to the default property. Okay, just save it and then play. Just uncheck all this. Let me go and check the collection contains any data. No, the collection doesn't contains any data. No, play. When I select, it need to go and check all the items and it need to store that data in the collection. It's not checking. Think somewhere we are doing mistake. When I uncheck it, need to go and think, select this checkbox, go to the on uncheck. Here I'm not writing the logic. Now here guys, when I go to this on uncheck, what I want to remove here. So when I go and uncheck this, I want to go and remove the data from where, or not remove. Remove the collection, remove the data in the collection. So just go and use the clear function, guys. Clear what I want to clear, whatever the data is there in that collection, that items, that collection data I want to go and clear. Now save it and then play. Now let me check this. Now the collection is going to hold some data. Now uncheck. Now the collection is not holding any data. Now see, by default the collection is not holding any data. When I play, when I check it, now the collection is going to hold the 6 items. Okay, collection is holding the data but is not selecting the checkbox. I'm using the defaults. Let me go to the on check properties, same. Okay, let me go to the on uncheck. It's fine. Just refresh it once, guys. Just publish. Everything is fine. It's not working properly. Just refresh it once. Let me check. Go to the screen too. Let me go to the collection. The collection doesn't hold any data. When I check this, now it is working. So when I check, uncheck again, it's not going back. Just 1 second. Let me check what's the mistake we are doing. I think everything is fine. Here it is working, but why it is not working there? Okay, correct. I'm missing one something here. So what is the mistake we are doing here is when I uncheck this, so I want to make that variable to false. When I uncheck, first clear the data. Once after clearing the data, whatever the variable we declared, I want to go and keep that variable to false. Set where all selected, I want to make it as false. Just keep it like this. Fine, save it now and then play. Now see here guys, when I select this, now that now the collection is not holding any data. If you see, the collection is not holding any data. Now when I go and play it, when I check, it is going to select all the items. The collection is holding all the items in that gallery. Now when I uncheck this, now the items is not going to be unchecked. Now the collection is also not holding any data. Now let's say what's my requirement here is, when I check this, it is going to select all the items. Now I want to change the course to Power Apps case. All the items course I want to change it to Power Apps. Let me go and change the course to Power Apps. Let me select this and let me go and click on what? Update. When I click on update, now see, it is updating all the students course to what? Power Apps. It's updating all the students courses to Power Apps. And now see, once after update, once if I click on update, I want to set this, I want to reset this control and I want to reset this control also. Now how to go and reset this to? Select the update. Once after update, I want to reset them. Now to reset them, first of all, I want to go and reset the checkbox, the second checkbox. I want to reset the checkbox and also I want to make that variable to false. Set the variable where all select to false. The same I want to go and do it for the delete also. Just copy, go to the delete, just copy and paste it here. I want to do it same thing here also. Now let me do one thing. So select this, select all the items. Now I want to change the course to Power BI. All the students courses I want to change it to Power BI and I want to change the status to in progress guys. All. So select all the items. Now go to the select the course to what? Power BI and select the status to what? In progress. Now go and click on what? Update. When I click on update, now see it is updated. So all the students course is updated to Power BI. All the students status is updated to what? In progress. Now if you want to go and select all the items, select this checkbox and click on OK. Now if you want to remove the data, let's say if you want to remove all the items in the gallery, if you want to remove only one, select the items, which items you want to delete. Let's say I want to remove only these two. When I click on delete, now it will remove 101 and 104. If you want to remove all, select this and go and click on what? Delete. So like this you are able to go and select all the items in the gallery. Once after select, you can go and perform the update or you can go and perform the delete. So this is what how to go and perform the bulk update and bulk delete operations guys. And finally one more, I want to go and show it you here. I want to go and filter the data in this gallery guys. So already we discussed about how to filter the data, but now I want to filter the data with the help of some buttons. I want to filter the data with the help of buttons. Now how to go and filter the data, we'll discuss now. Now to filter the data in this gallery, I'll go and add one more gallery guys. I'll go and add one more gallery, that is horizontal gallery. Let me go and add the gallery, horizontal gallery. And let me rename this gallery to gallery 3. Okay, it is gallery 3. And let me change the layout of this gallery to blank. Let me change the layout to blank and keep the gallery here. Now let me go and edit the gallery. Let me go and add one button to this gallery. Now I'm adding one button to the gallery. Now select the button, go to the text property. In the text property, just remove it. I want to go and keep some buttons here guys. Now I want to filter the data in this gallery based on the status. So what I will do, Just go here, go to the, let me go and open one document, just to copy something here. So just copy this code, copy, and then go to this button, go to the text property, copy and paste. Just try to understand, guys. I'm just copying and pasting something here. I think not the text property, just remove it from here. Select the gallery, go to the items property, just remove and paste it here. In the items property, I'm going to create one table, guys. So just to filter the data, status, I want to filter the data in the gallery based on the status column. Status filter is equals to all, not started, in progress, completed, and stopped. So on in the items property of the gallery, I'm creating one table just to filter the data in the galleries. Now, what once after keeping the items, now go to the button. In the button, go to the text property. In the text property, go and set what, this item, dot status filter. Now when I go and keep here this item dot status filter, now if you observe, now what it is showing, it is showing all the filters, guys. Now I want to filter the data in the gallery based on what, based on the status. So let me go and increase the size for this. Let me go and increase the size to 18, or let me keep it as 20, and also let me increase the size of it. Fine. Now see, I'm going to keep one gallery here. In the gallery, I'm just keeping some buttons. Now whenever I go and click on any one of this button in the gallery, now I want to go and filter the data, guys. I want to go on. If I select all, I want to show all the items in the gallery. If I select not started, I want to show only the not started. If I select in progress, I want to show only in progress. Now how to go and show it? So let me go and keep it here. Let me give some border. Let me keep some border. Let me change the border color. Fine, guys. Just I'm keeping some border for this. Looks good. Let me align it properly. Let me align it properly. Now try to understand. When I select the all, it need to show all the items in the gallery. When I select not started, it need to show only the not started. So what I will do here is, so just let me go and update the status of this to status to not started. Click on update, and also let me select this one. Let me change the status to completed. Let me select this one. Let me change the status to stopped. Completed, and let me select this one. Let me change the status to stopped. Fine. I think both are stopped. Let me select this. Change the status to completed. Fine. Now see the records are updated. Now try to understand, guys. If I select all, it need to show all the items. If I select not started, it need to show the items only where the status is equals to not started. Now how to go and display it? How to go and view it? So let me go and do that modifications here now. Let me go to the gallery. Now by default, I'm sorting the data in the gallery in the descending order based on the last modified. Now just remove this, just remove, and let me go and copy this code. Just copy and paste it here, guys. Let me go and explain what I'm doing here. Now try to understand what I'm doing here is, in this gallery, whatever the gallery 3 is there. Gallery 3 is what? Header. Whatever the filter I'm keeping here. Let me increase some size. Gallery 3 is nothing but this one, guys. Gallery 3 is nothing but this one. So whatever the items you are selecting in the gallery, if gallery 3 dot selected is equals to filter, the gallery in the gallery 3, if you are selecting all, then I want to show the complete data in this list. Whatever the data is there in the students list, that data I want to go and display in the gallery. Otherwise, go and filter the data. So if I want to filter the data in the students list based on the status data value is equals to gallery 3 dot selected. Whatever the item you are selecting in the gallery 3, based on that item, I want to go and filter the data in the gallery. So just save it and then play. Now see here, guys, when I click on not started, Now see, it is showing the values where the status is equals to not started. When I click on in progress, now see, it is showing the values where the status is equals to in progress. When I click on completed, it is showing the status, it is showing the values where the status is completed. When I click on stopped, it is showing those values only. Let me do one thing. Let me go and add a few more. Which student details we deleted? I think one or two. Let me go and keep here Warner. Let me keep some random mobile number. Just to understand, I'm going to keep some data. Let me select the date. Course as Power BI. Sunil Kumar. Status is, let me keep it as in progress. Let me go and save it. Go to the app. Let me go to the screen one. Let me enter one more. 1111. Name is VVS Lakshman. Let me keep some random mobile number. Let me select the date. Inquiry date. Course is SQL Server. Trainer Venki. Status, I'm going to keep it as completed. Now click on patch. Now just for understanding purpose, I'm keeping some data in this. Now go to the screen 2. Go to the screen 2. Go and play it. Now see, when I go and click on all, it will shows the complete data in the gallery. When I click on not started, it's showing the items were not started. When I click on in progress, how many is there in progress? 2. When I click on completed, how many is there in completed? 2. So when I go and click on the stopped, how many is there stopped? 2. So like this, you can go and keep the data here. It's not showing the IDs. This item dot SID. Save it and then play. Now here guys, how many total all items not started, in progress, completed, stopped. Now here I'm having only less values, but let's say when I click on in progress, I'm having only 2. Let's say there are more than, so I'm not able to scroll down and I'm not able to see how many students have the status is in progress. So what I want to do here is, how many students is there in progress? I want to go and keep that count here. So how to go and keep that count is, let me go and add one text control. Let me go and add one text control. Keep this text control here. Let me go and increase the size to 20. Increase this 20. Keep it in a semi bold. Now here I want to go and keep some code here, guys. So let me copy this code. Nothing is there here also. Just to copy this and then go to the text property. Just remove it and then keep it here. Now try to understand, guys. What I'm doing here is, I'm writing one simple logic. What that logic is, if in the gallery 3, if you select all, if you are selecting all, then I want to keep the text as what? Total number of students. Total number of students is equals to count the rows in the gallery. Otherwise, if you are selecting the not started, then I want to go and keep here what? Not started is equals to how many students. If I click on in progress, how many students is there in the in progress? If I click on completed, how many students is there completed? If I click on stop, how many students is there stopped? So just to understand what is the count is there in the gallery, I'm keeping this text. Nothing is there, guys. Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Just save it and then play. Now see here, it is showing what? How many students is there in progress? 2. When I click on all, now see what's the message it is showing? Total number of students. How many students is there? Total number of students is equals to what? 6. So when I go and click on in progress, how many students is in progress? 2. How many students is not started? How many students is completed? 2. How many students is stopped? 2. 1. So like this, how many items is there in the gallery? Total number of items 6. How many is there not started? Only 1. How many is there in progress? 2. How many is there completed? 2. How many is there stopped? 1. So like this, if here I'm having only less volumes of data, if you have the 100 rows, 200 rows, 300 rows, then if you want to understand how many students are not started, let's say how many students course is in progress, then how it will do? Go and keep this text. So you can easily understand how many students is in progress. 2 students is there in progress. Status is equals to in progress. So this is what, how to go and perform the bulk update and bulk delete case. So by default it's showing some error, it is negligible. When I click on refresh, it will automatically refresh that error, it will go on. So this is what how to go and perform the bulk update and bulk delete case. If you want to go and select the individual items, go and select, or select all the items with the help of check all. So if once up check all, if you want to update the status, you can update the course to Power Apps, you can update the status to in progress. When I click on update, it will update the data. Now if you want to select all the items, if you want to remove, you can go and click on delete. And also if you want to go and filter the data, select all, which items is there in the selected all. So not started, in progress, all are in progress. Why? Because now completed, there is no one is completed, stopped, no one, in started, what is the how many count is there? 0. So why? Because I'm changing the status here. So this is what how to go and perform the bulk update and bulk delete, and how to set all the items in the gallery, and how to go and filter the data. Fine, let me stop here. We'll go and discuss from here in the next class and tomorrow. Let's go the questions now. Online people,